when we speak of reliability, comfort, utter luxury, Lexus is one of those brands that hit your mind very differently. In this video, we have the Lexus ES 300h, which is obviously called as the executive sedan. Now this car costs rupees 80 lakh upwards, and at such a price point where you already have bigger German brands like the BMW 5 Series and even the Mercedes E-Class, does the Camry on steroids make a sense for the Indian customer? Well, if you want to find out, watch this video till the end. Namaskar, my name is Tejin and you're watching 91 Wheels. Now the ES 300h which we have today with us is the 7th generation of the executive sedan. The design of it is definitely not something very new because it has been present in the Indian market for some time now, but it definitely represents the global design language of the Lexus. You cannot easily mistake the front grille design of Lexus anywhere. So from the front, it is definitely one of the head turner cars that your money can buy at this price tag. Overall, it is very proportionate, and we know that this has been built on the platform of the Toyota Camry itself. So the car is pretty long. If you talk about the dimensions, this is 4.9 meters. So that makes 15 feet of length in terms of dimension. It's a pretty big car. But despite of being very long and big, the proportions are typical Japanese. You get very subtle lines. For example, the bonnet lines and even the shoulder lines, they have been perfectly matched. At the rear, I'll say it feels kind of flat because you have that instinct from Camry, where the tail lights, they do offer you a similar sort of design, but the LEDs which have been only developed for the ES, they look very, very nice. Even in such a bright sunny day, you can easily see the lights from the rear. The overall coupe-like roofline, it offers you a very, very fluent and typical Japanese businessman type of styling. On the inside is what ES is known globally for. On the inside are those features and those very, very cleverly designed technology which makes you sit in a very cocooned cabin. So let's get inside. Now once you enter inside the ES 300h, typical Japanese build quality, typical Japanese layout that you will feel. The first thing that you will notice is obviously the use of soft touch material, which have been very well laid out. So obviously it's a very premium car, so no panel gaps and no coast cutting that you will feel inside the cabin. Secondary, the design language on the inside also matches the exteriors, and there is a kind of dual dashboard layout that you will see over here, and there has been use of wooden touches all around the cabin. You will see it on this beautiful designed steering wheel and also on the door pads and even on the dashboard itself. The AC vents, on the other hand, they look very generic, but then again you have this piano black finishing all around the HVAC controls. The controls for the media and for the AC are all physical, so no touch controls over here, but you do get 3-zone climate control. You can easily operate from here. My personal preference has always been button, so yes, I love this, but just in case you prefer touch, I think rivals do offer you more. Right below this on the center console, you will find the switches for ventilation, seat ventilation for the front seats. These also have an auto function, but the most quirky function that you get to see on the Lexus and typical Toyotas is this right here operates the rear windshield sunshade. So this helps a lot if you are going to park your car on a sunny day without any shade. Apart from that, you also have CD changers just in case you are old school and if you want to see or listen to music, and then you again have this generous use of wooden materials. Here you have this designed area for your cup holder. This is a single cup holder, so I don't know how this could have been designed very well, but only one cup holder that you get over here, and pretty conventional ways of charging your phone. You also get an aux wire input, which you generally doesn't see around in today's cars. Then you have this pneumatic touchpad, or you can call it sort of a mouse, through which you can operate the map functions and the media functions. Now again, continuing the quickie functions, the center armrest, it gets opened up from the passenger side and even from the driver side. Once you open it, you'll see that there is wireless charging for your phone, and the storage space over here is super generous. So I think you can put a lot of stuff right here. On the door pads, you cannot place water bottles. On the rear door pads, you can. Seats, again, they are leather stitched. And if I speak of space, I'm 6 feet, you can make out that due to this small electric sunroof, yes, it eats up space, but then again, it's electronically adjustable, and you also have 3 different modes for your memory setting of your seat. So overall, the cabin feel on the inside is super luxurious, and then you have those old school touches. For example, you get this special Lexus watch right over here, and this is analog and looks pretty cool. I wish I could steal it. Kidding. And then you have these switches, which obviously refer to the old school designing. The left one right here is for changing the drive modes. You can switch to normal, sport and eco. The right one, it is used to switch off or switch on the traction control. Last but not the least, speaking of the speedometer console, it is a digital cum analog sort of unit. This is again sort of old school, but it have all sorts of features and information that you want to see. You can easily make out how much the car is returning right now, and what's the tire pressure, and everything else which you want to customize on the inside as per driver perspective. Overall, it feels rich, but it's kind of bland. If you want more luxury, or let's say if you want more sex appeal on the interiors, I think the rivals, for example, the BMW 5 Series, it offers you a lot, and even the E-Class, it offers you a lot of panache. But this is typical Japanese, so it feels very, very premium all around. And yes, if you want something extraordinary, go for the Germans. If you want something very sensible, if you are a typical businessman, this car right here at the front seat is made for you. I'll switch to the rear seat, which is the prime area of comfort for ES buyers. Now switch to the rear seat and you realize why this is branded as ES or executive sedan. Proper executive sedan sort of design and comfort at the rear seat. I have adjusted the driver seat as per my height, which is 6 feet, and you can make out the amount of leg space I have over here. And obviously this doesn't have the panoramic sunroof, which means you have more headspace over here. While on the exterior front, you will realize that this car has a sloping roof design or sort of coupe design, but on the inside, it just have a lot of headroom. So that means if you are going to be chauffeur driven, this will offer you a lot of space. In terms of width, you can easily make out, despite of this big center armrest, which I have folded right here, 2 people can sit and go for long journeys. And just in case you want 3 people to sit here, the third one can easily come. So I think 3 people at the rear seat are not going to be a big issue, but for most of the buyer, this is going to be a single or double sort of seating at the rear. What the center console offers to you, you have plenty of spaces. See, you have 2 cup holders right here, so you can enjoy your morning coffee while going to your office. And then you have plenty of options to operate the music system. As this have a 3-zone climate control, you can operate that too from here. And the rear seats, well, the front, they have the ventilated cooling function, but the rear seats, they only have heated function. So yes, if you live around Delhi NCR or in the northern region, in winters, these are going to be a lot more useful for you. Now, speaking of the infotainment system, this is very important for a lot of buyers. It comes with 17 speakers, 2 subwoofers, Mark Levinson music system, which is very, very nice. But do you know one thing? This car doesn't support wireless Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, so that's a big bummer. I'll say again, the German rivals, they do offer you more features if we talk about that. But in terms of fit and finish, everything is sorted. You can easily place your hand. The armrest is designed very thoughtfully, so it doesn't matter how long, short, fat or slim you are, the armrest will give you ample of support. What I miss is that on the rear door pads as well, you cannot place big water bottles, but your regular belongings can easily come over here. And then again, last but not the least, you have these shades which can be operated manually, and these are going to be super friendly in the bright sunlight or sunny days. So all in all, the cabin at the rear feels very premium. And before we end the rear part, you have this Type-C USB charging over here and a 120 watt or a 12 volt socket right here. So just in case if you want to use your laptop on the go, you can charge it right here. So all in all, you tell us down in the comments what do you think. The ES300H is the perfect chauffeur driven car. You'll just hit the road to see how good it is actually. Now, as soon as you hit the road, the first thing you will realize is the superb NVH level, all thanks to the strong hybrid powertrain for which the ES is known globally. This is a 2.5 liter 4-cylinder naturally aspirated engine that generates a peak power of 176 bhp and a peak torque, combined torque from electric motor and petrol motor. The peak torque stands at 221 Newton meters. Obviously, this is an eCVT gearbox, so no jerks on the way. And because this is a strong hybrid technology, we have seen this on a lot of Toyota cars and even on the Lexus cars. The car remains on the EV mode if you drive it on the Eco mode. If you drive it on the normal mode, it will keep switching with the petrol motor. But eventually, if you want to drive it very sedately, which most of the people are going to inside the city limits, I'll suggest go with the Eco mode, because below 50 kmph it remains in most of the times EV mode. That generates a lot of fuel economy. And by fuel economy, which I don't think so is going to be a big concern for the buyers of this segment, this has a claimed fuel economy of 22.5 kmpl. So yes, if it is economical, what's bad in that, right? With a combined fuel economy and a bigger fuel tank, you can easily have a driving range of more than 700 kilometers. That means less refueling stops in the longer run. Now, how's the ride quality, which is the prime concern? I think the ride quality is one of the most sorted. After Mercedes E-Class, this is one of those cars which I've driven has the most sorted ride quality. So if you are going to be chauffeur driven, doesn't matter. If you are going to drive the car, doesn't matter. If the car is fully loaded, doesn't matter. It remains pliant most of the times. There is no noise from the road, from the tires, or even from the windows coming inside. So that's sorted for you. And additionally, it also have UV cut glasses. That means on a very bright sunny day, you and your passengers will remain very, very cool down. Apart from that, how's the steering response? At lower speeds, I feel that this is a bit on the heavier side. Yes, you will feel it just at the rolling speeds like 0 to 5 or 7 kmph. But once past that, the steering feels very lively. Obviously, this is executive sedan, so this has not been designed to go very, very fast. But if you want to test the mettle of this car, just switch to the sports mode, press the pedal right from here, and it will fly. Yes. So ample of power on the go if you need, but maybe not as aggressive as, let's just say, a 530i BMW 5 Series. And adding to this very sedate and fast performance, you have very good 4-disc brakes, which have been tuned in such a way that even after a full day of repeated use, if you are coming downhill, if you are driving it through the ghat sections, these don't fade. Obviously, this is a rupees 80 lakh car, and at such a price point, the brakes should not be a big concern. But if safety is one of your concerns, this doesn't come with ADAS, but it has 10 airbags. And obviously the braking is super fine. It has also scored 5-star Euro NCAP rating, which means that safety is not a concern if you are going to test drive this car. So yes, pretty sedate car in terms of driving, but the main experience is at the back seat. So what I'll do is, my colleague Shipranshu will drive the car now, and I'll shift towards the back and we'll see how is the chauffeur-driven experience of the ES300H. Now, if you are a Yakuza boss and you're going to collect the dues from one of your partners, I think this right here is the best seat to arrive in the most badass styling. Why so? It not just it looks super fine on the road, but the ES, it offers you so much comfort at the rear seat. See, now Shipranshu is driving, and I guess he's 5'10". He has adjusted the seat as per him, and I have so much of space right here. So if you have to put in money bags, which I guess you won't be, but if you want to put luggage, you can easily put it right over here. You want to work on your laptop, you want to take your business meetings and calls, Zoom meetings, this right here is the best place. In terms of NVH levels, obviously the front and the rear, they both are matched. So you don't have a lot of difference inside the cabin. It's all the same. But thanks to these sunshades and also this big sunshade at the rear, the cabin at the rear feels superbly cocooned from the outside world. I guess there is some sort of EV powertrain sound seeping inside the cabin, but it doesn't bother on the go. What I did not like. Now, while the car offers you a lot of comfort and the suspension is superb, you don't bounce a lot, I think in terms of features, this could have been a bit better because the rivals, they do offer you a lot even at the rear seat space. For example, if we compare it with the E-Class, it offers you a lot at the rear seat space. But if features are not going to be a primary concern, if reliability is, and if you want to buy this car, buy any car in this segment, and you want to keep it for a very long time, use it properly, ES right here makes everything sensible with the price tag it comes with. Overall, I'm super satisfied, not just with the engine performance, not just with the fuel economy part, but also with how comfortable the cabin has been designed, how brilliantly the suspension have been tuned. Now, what is my verdict of the Lexus ES 300h? Well, at this price tag, I think this is one of the most luxurious cars that your money can buy you. Yes, the rivals like the 5 Series, they offer you better driving dynamics. Yes, the rivals like the Mercedes E-Class, they offer you better ride quality and a more cocooned interior cabin experience. But on the reliability front, can you beat the Lexus or the Toyota brand? Well, no. Globally, no other manufacturer comes close even in terms of reliability. And with that said, if you want a super sexy design with a very comfortable interior cabin experience, super bright quality and a reliability factor that will always hold your hand, I think the Lexus ES 300h should be your first choice. Tell us in the comments what you think. Will you be buying the ES 300h at this price tag, or will you head towards the rivals? I'll meet you again very soon with another such luxurious car and its detailed drive experience. Until then, please drive safe and always wear seat belts.